goodness. How is your love life? Professor Tier List. Manga Mondays or Wonga Wednesdays? What is up, people of the internet? My name is Avery, and I just want to say a huge thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Whether you've been here since day one or have been binging my recent first year engineering videos, I'm so grateful for all of you for actually taking the time out of your days to watch my videos. It really does mean a lot to me, and it makes me want to create more and better videos for all of you. Again, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. In celebration of this milestone, I reached out to you guys to ask if you had any questions to ask me about anything. And in this video, I'm going to be answering almost all of these questions, and you guys definitely sent me a lot. So without further ado, let's get into your questions. Alright, so the first question we got here is, what inspired you to start making YouTube videos? Good question. I guess my journey kind of started with my interest in tech, and I just want to share my experiences and thoughts about the tech that I used, starting with my old MacBook Air 2 years ago. And if my experiences could help someone make an informed purchasing decision, then I would be happy. That gradually made its way over into my student life as well, as if I could help others by sharing my experiences in school, that would be pretty meaningful. And here I am today, sharing my unique thoughts and experiences with the world to hopefully help some of you guys out there. The next question that we got is, which school year has been the most difficult to balance your school, work, and social lives? I think grade 12 was probably the most difficult year to balance everything, and contrary to what people expect, it was not my first year of engineering. And I think the reason for that was because in my first year, I was basically just solely focused on school, and I didn't really have time for anything else other than school, which is understandable considering I had 6 to 7 courses per semester. But grade 12 had other things besides school that required attention. I had a job, uni applications, and a bunch of other things that I had to deal with, which did make it a little bit more difficult to balance. If you could change your major, what is your preferred one besides engineering? Ooh, good question. I haven't really thought about that much. I think if I wasn't in engineering, I'd probably go into either economics, cognitive systems, or statistics. Something along those lines. I'm a pretty analytical person by nature. But honestly, I can't really see myself as anything other than an engineer in the future. How long do you usually study for in a day? It really depends. Some days I may only need to complete a homework assignment or two, and that may take like an hour or so. Sometimes before midterms, I'll study for like a couple hours a day for about a week leading up to the midterm. And for finals, it can range between 3 to 9 hours of studying a day, basically just cramming the entire course in that small time frame before each final exam. What was your favorite course in first year engineering? Okay, so if I'm allowed to include my elective in this, I would have to say that Econ 101 was my favorite course in first year, just because the concepts were actually interesting to me. But if we're talking about first year engineering courses specifically, then I would have to say Physics 157. It was kind of just the right balance of being well designed, interesting, and honestly, it wasn't that overly difficult or confusing. Favorite first year engineering exam? Okay, so I don't think there was any exam that I took during first year that I actually derived pleasure from, but rather they ranged on a spectrum of being not so to being really So the exam that was probably the least in first year was the first AppSci 160 midterm, as it was just really easy to get a high mark on that one. What were your extracurriculars when you applied for UBC engineering? So I went through these in a lot more detail in my how I got into UBC engineering video, which is linked up in the cards right up there. Go check that out, as I detail pretty much all my extracurriculars and what I wrote about them. Hardest course for you in first year? That title is probably going to go to Physics 158, but Math 152 does come at a close second to that. I honestly have no idea how I passed both of those courses, especially after the final exams for both of them, which I swear I failed, but I still passed the class. Which ELEC STT are you in? I'm in EAST. To be honest, I don't really remember which one I was in, but all I know is that it looked like this, and my Fridays looked like absolute hell in first semester. Would you recommend a gap year? Well, see, the thing is, this is a question that I can't really answer for you because, well, I'm not you, and I don't know what your circumstances are. It really depends on a number of factors like your financial situation, whether you want to go to school or not, and what you would want to do with your gap year. That's pretty much all up to you, and you really have to think about that yourself. Do you have a scholarship? If so, how do I look for one? Bold of you to assume that my dumbass could actually get a scholarship. I'm kidding. In total, I think I received around $2,650 in scholarships. $2,500 that was from the BC Ministry of Education, and $150 of that was from my high school band department. I would probably look around in your high school first and then maybe ask your grade counselor about more scholarships in your area. And definitely stick to the local or regional scholarships as you'll have a higher chance of getting them compared to like the 100,000 Loran scholarship. Best and worst experience so far at UBC Engineering. Okay, so the best experience was probably just meeting so many new people and working with a lot of like-minded people as well. And these were really amazing people that I got to do group projects with and assignments with, and just a lot of projects, and we got to bond a lot in first year. The worst experience was probably that Math 152 final exam. That was the worst exam that I have ever experienced and probably will ever experience in my years of school. Any advice for incoming first year uni students? I basically just want to say that just remember that going to university is an experience, so treat it like one. Yes, your grades do matter in some cases, but make sure that you savor your uni experience and try to learn or take something away from it. Alright, so these next few questions are kind of tech related, so here we go. What tech do you need for first year or for engineering in general? For first year, all you really need is a decent laptop and a calculator. Everything else is mostly optional and nice to have. But the individual engineering programs in upper years may require you to have additional tools or software to do work specific to your program, so it varies by that. Another tech question, how essential is it to have an iPad as an engineering student at UBC? It's not necessarily a must-have item, but it sure does make things a lot more convenient in first year specifically. But I think as you get more technical in upper years, you'll start to rely more on your laptop for your engineering tasks, and your iPad will just mainly be there for note-taking and just sketching diagrams or something like that. Thank you for your videos. They helped me get into UBC Eng and my nurse for this school year. I wanted to know your thoughts on digital or physical notes for first year and some tips on how to take notes digitally. First of all, congrats on getting to UBC Eng and good luck this year. Addressing your question, it really depends on how portable and accessible you want your notes to be. Personally, I saved myself from carrying multiple notebooks and textbooks in my backpack by taking digital notes on my iPad Pro. And I honestly just really enjoyed the process of taking digital notes. But some people prefer having physical notes right in front of them because it helps them conceptualize stuff better, so it really depends. As for tips to take digital notes, you're asking the wrong person because I take notes the same way whether it be digital or physical, just with some slight color changes now that I can switch colors with the top of a pen. Dell XPS? No joke, I am actually considering one. Okay, so this one came from one of my friends who knows about my experiences with the Dell XPS, and this is a perfect time for the question because I just uploaded a video about my XPS 15 after 1 year of use. And it should definitely answer your question about whether you should buy one. Spoiler alert, don't. I have my Math 152 final. Should I take it or double it and give it to the next person? double it and give it to the next person. I'm going into UBC engineering this year, and could I high five you for all the amazing content that you put out? Aw, thanks dude. Here's a virtual high five right there. Why is that Anthony guy so cool? I don't really know, dude. He keeps showing up in my videos all the time and always says the most out-of-pocket things, and somehow it's getting me more views, so I don't know. Manga Mondays or Wonga Wednesdays? I would say Manga Mondays hands down, because that was a lot more funny compared to the stuff in the Wonga Wednesdays. Professor tier list. Okay, UBC, if you're watching this, please don't suspend me, okay? Alright, I made this tier list just for this question. You're welcome, by the way. A few keynotes with this tier list. These are all the lecture profs that I had and are the only the ones that I had an experience with. So a few iconic ones are missing from here. Hasanov, Karu. Sorry, something got in my throat there. Have you been to other countries? If you have, which country is your favorite? And if you have a chance, will you go to Taiwan? I've actually been outside of North America only once, and that was when I went to Italy for a band trip, and that was honestly a very magical experience. Other than that, I've lived in Canada my whole life, and I've only been to the United States a handful of times. And about Taiwan, maybe it wasn't really on my bucket list of traveling places, but I might look into it. We'll see. And the last question that we've got here is, oh my goodness, how is your love life? Why did I have a feeling that this question would pop up? First of all, bold of you to assume that I actually have a love life. Your boy is single as a Pringle and literally has negative riz. And I'm honestly surprised that according to my YouTube analytics, 5% of my viewers are female. I actually thought that number was a lot lower than that. And that's pretty much it for all your questions. To be honest, I didn't really expect to see so many school and engineering related questions, but I guess that's what a lot of people are curious about from me. In terms of the plans I have for this channel in the future, definitely expect to see a lot more engineering content, as I will be heading into electrical engineering this fall for my second year. For my tech viewers out there, I'll be doing my best to make any videos on tech that crosses paths with my life. And for the last time, I honestly can't say this enough, thank you for 1,000 subscribers, and here's to the next 1,000. As always, gently tap the like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell to notify whenever I release a new video. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.